Okay, so I wanted to make this video to reply to your video you made about the ritual and the halftime show of Madonna. So first, let me just say your video was absolutely, I enjoyed it, thoroughly enjoyed it. You are very straightforward and quite knowledgeable in the symbolism of certain things. So thank you very much and bless me. I would say though that with the ceremony with Madonna's halftime show, you could have made a half-an-hour video just about that. You could have made Whitney Houston video aside and then made another video of 30 minutes for Madonna show, because I took the opportunity to actually watch the interview of Whitney Houston that you referenced and then watch the halftime show of Madonna. First off, on the interview of Whitney Houston, she's a beautiful lady. She looked like a woman who has gone a mile, made mistakes, paid for them, got back on a horse and ready to go again. I think she was really ready to go. And I have to admit a little secret. 2 years ago, my cousin and I, we would be praying that she would come out with a new album. Strangely enough, I think I'm gonna stop praying for people to come back, because I remember when my cousin and I, we were praying for Michael Jackson to come out with a new album. He died, he left us. When we prayed for Whitney Houston to come out with another album, she died, she left us. Anyway, that's a little joke. So I'm gonna stop praying for it. On the halftime show, like I said, I think you could have made a video like just about that alone. I mean, like it was more than a ceremony. It was a ceremony. It was a casting of spell. It was basically mesmerizing. I tend to think that symbolism, music, and dance are three of the languages that transcends time and space. Dance and music were two languages that were used when people didn't know how to speak a language. Symbolism is one of those. People would draw, and today, even down to today, and one of the things why people tend to not open their eyes easily, because symbolism is so commonly used. They say if you want to hide something where nobody can see it, the best way to do that is to hide it for all to see. And I think that's what they did perfectly. That's why a lot of the symbolism, you will find it in the big industry, in marketing, in governments, in whatnot. It is there. It's perpetually present, and the fact that it's so perpetually present, we no longer see the big importance behind it. We need to be able to step back and have a look at the big picture, and that is one of the things that we haven't learned to do. And even in today's world, it is so common that we just put it aside for it's just show business. There's nothing to it. No, it is not so, because especially in show business, there's a lot of symbolism. So I mean, bravo on the job you did with your video. I wanted to go back a little bit on the Madonna halftime show, because it was a very elaborate ceremony. I mean, the fact that this woman is capable of getting center stage in the world to create a ceremony so important, that goes to show that there are a lot of people behind it. There's a lot of control behind it. And what you say about human beings, the masses being dominated by fear today, that is so 100% true. Even in the choices of the song, the flow of the show, it's in perfect synchronization of how you would write out a spell, or how you would go about creating a magical ritual, and that any Wiccan would be able to recognize. Especially, everybody knows that music is one of the greatest forms of collecting energy, music and dancing. Please, I mean, like the way she came into the stadium clad as the goddess, as you pointed out, not only clad as the goddess, so doubled over by the image you showed of her of Baphomet, but also more of a more easily vehiculed image of the goddess, which is more acceptable. She started out with Vogue, and like every other ritual that you start, you have to name to whom the ritual is going to benefit. And in using Vogue, she's clearly stating that the ritual is going to benefit the music industry and the cinema industry, Hollywood music. That's it, clearly. At the point when she was singing Vogue, strike a pose, and then she's starting to call. If you notice, she didn't sing the whole song. She stayed into like the gist of it, where she started calling out the names of stars and whatnot in a ritual, which would name the people that this ritual is going to benefit, and then they would start calling the spirits of their ancestors as well as the angels that to be a witness to this ritual. And that's exactly what she did when she was starting to call out the star's name in Vogue. Basically, she was calling out the ancestors to the cinema industry, the spirits, the ancient spirits of the cinema industry. Basically, she's saying, come and bear witness. That is what she was doing when she was singing Vogue. Then the second phase is presenting the instruments that are going to be used in this ceremony, in which case the instrument that is going to be used is music. And that is the name of the song. Music brings all the people together. That's what you say. Music brings all the people together, and that is exactly what she wants. So she's presented who it's going to benefit. She's called upon the ancestors and the angels and the spirits and whatnot, and now she's presented her tool. Next step, she's going to tell you what she wants out of this ceremony and ritual. And what does she want out of this ceremony and ritual? She wants love and energy. L-O-V-E, Madonna. So she's saying L-O-V-E, Madonna. Love, Madonna. Basically, she's saying love me, clad as the goddess. Love the goddess. I am the goddess. Love me. That is what she was saying. Then she goes on to her next step, and this is the point in the ritual where I like to call the reinforcement. Okay, reinforcement is like just in case your message wasn't vehicled out to the universe, you want to reinforce it with your energy. And now she's no longer saying love Madonna, she's literally addressing everybody who is a spectator to this ceremony, and she's saying, open your hearts, I will make you love me. So she's not saying love me anymore, she's saying open your hearts. Okay, at that point she's reaching out to everybody else, who people like you and me who would be able to see through all the symbolism. She's saying open your heart, even you open your heart, I will make you love me. And that is what she did with that song right there. And after all this, she concluded the ceremony with another song, which is like a prayer, which is, I thought in her case, was very intelligent and very appropriate song to close the ceremony. Because if you remember, when she first came out with that song, the video for that song alone vehicled a lot of symbolism, with Christ being represented as a black man for the first time on television, which was mind-blowing to a lot, where it kind of seems normal to me that Christ would be black. Anyway, so there's a lot of energy tied to that song already, and yet now she's using it to conclude her ritual, right? So she's singing, it's like a prayer, it's like a prayer, and you really feel the sensation that you're coming to the end of the ceremony. It is like a prayer, and if you've noticed, everybody's like in a church-like moment. It's really the ending of the ceremony, and everybody is clad in black. Now here's a thing that most Wiccans or most occult practices know about black. Black represents power. Not only does it represent power, a lot of witches use black, one, to shield the energy from outside energy from penetrating in, and to shield their inside energy from penetrating out. So to me, Madonna has gone for a whole ritual where she's gathered a shitload of energy for the cinema industry and the music industry, and now she's clad in black. And now that she's collected all this energy, she's robed in black so that energy does not escape through. She's going to take that energy and she's going to use it in the cinema and in the music industry. And there you go, that was the whole ceremony of Madonna. And like, you breaking that down so beautifully, that was beautiful. I just thought I had to make this little video reply. Really, thank you. I am waiting to see what else you can come up with. This is brilliant.